looking live at sold out MetLife Stadium, where today the 16-0 playoff-bound New York Giants are taking on the 0-16 Philadelphia Eagles. And why are the Philadelphia Eagles 0-16? Because they suck. They lost in the playoffs 32-9 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Because they suck. The Philadelphia Eagles suck. And I freaking love it. You suck, Philly. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody out there at all that's going to spend a little bit of time with me here this evening, I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Remember, anybody's going to spend any time watching and replay this once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. Thank you. I'm going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight. Shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Anybody got anything to say, please feel free to fire away, throw it in the chat box. I usually try to check on the chat box every 5 or 10 minutes or so. So as soon as I see something in there, try to respond to it as fast as I can. So please feel free to fire away. But plus also, instead of me just rambling on for half an hour, 45 minutes, or whatever it might wind up being, it's just nice to talk to another Giant fan. So please feel free to fire away. Before I get started, if anybody wants to help support my channel out, it would mean the absolute world to me. In the description box below, the very top link in the description box takes you to my membership page. I got 3 different membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon. Second one's called the Lawrence Taylor. And the third membership level I got is called the Gridiron. Each one's got their own little perks to it. So if you want to help support my channel out, it would mean so much to me. And I thank you in advance. Thank you. If you are subscribed to my channel, once again, thank you. I can use all the support I can get, guys. But if not, please go down below, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. That way, next time I go live, if I put a video out, you'll be notified. And it's free of charge. What do you got to lose, right? But if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you. And then finally, also, just a little ways down in the description box, there's 2 links. The top one's a Facebook link, which I'll go over in just a second. Then the one just below it, I'm an old-time fart, so it's a Twitter link. It's always been Twitter. It's Twitter today. It'll be Twitter to me tomorrow. 3 trillion years from now, when I'm long gone, it'll still be Twitter. I'm an old-time fart. I hate change. It's Twitter. Whatever letter of the alphabet Elon Musk wants to call it, that's on you, bro. I ain't calling it that. It's Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. I'll follow you back. That's an absolute promise. I try to put stuff in there, Giants related, of course, every day. And then the link just above it takes you to my Facebook group. It's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my group on Facebook. We have over 7,600 members in the group. It's doing simply marvelous, might I add. Basically, if I'm alive and breathing, and if I have internet access, I'm putting stuff in this group darn near 365. And not only do I put stuff in there, but the members post stuff in there as well. So between me and the members, there's a boatload of New York Giants information going in this group every day. And basically with the Eagles and the Cowboys losing over the past couple of days and all the stuff, the posts and everything that I got in there making fun of those 2 loser teams, man, I'll tell you what, it seems like every 5 seconds or so, somebody's giving a thumbs up or a laugh or something like that to one of my posts, whatever. It's a good old time. We're having fun in here right now, let me tell you what. So between me and the members, there's a ton of New York Giants information going in there every day. So please, it's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. It's my Facebook group. Please join it. You won't be dissatisfied. I promise. All right, and all that stuff said and done that away with. Well, I'll tell you what, boy, I don't know if I pat myself on the back or I just feel old or what the heck it is, but I was noticing maybe about a month or so ago, I looked and I seen it like 900 and whatever it was, 975, 900. I'm like, damn, I got that many videos I put all Giants related. Of course, it's all from this channel. I'm like, damn. So then I made a conscious effort to track it. So the one I did last night was 999. So this is my 1,000th video, New York Giants. And I started, it was in March. I remember 2021. So I guess almost 3 years, not quite 3 years yet. But I remember it was obviously after the Joe Judge, the first season. And, there was some, some hopes, it was kind of like, after the first 8 games of the 2020, between COVID Sadly, my mom passed away due to COVID. She passed away in December of 2020. It was just, it was horrible, horrible. But anyway, but after the first 8 games, we were 1-7. I'm like, what? I mean, why? Oh my God. But we finished 5-3. So I'm like, it gives you hope for the next season. I mean, obviously, we were this close to obviously, of course, the Eagles took Jalen Hurts out. Didn't necessarily mean it wasn't a 100% stone cold lock guarantee the Eagles would have wound up winning that game. I think they were losing. They would have had to come back from behind. But Jalen Hurts was their best opportunity to win that game against I don't even know what they were. I guess they were the Washington football team, maybe at that particular time. The Commanders, maybe the Washington football team. Might have been the first year they were the Washington football team. I think, was it maybe 18 and 19? I think they were the Redskins. 2021, they were the football team. 22, 23, they're the Commanders, I think. I don't know. I lose track. But the final game of the season, the Giant. I mean, could you imagine? Even as bad as it was, the Washington football team, they wanted to be 7-9, right? But I mean, with the Giants were maybe this close to being 6-10 and winning the division, and of course going to the playoffs and hosting a playoff game at 6-10. I mean, it's like, yeah. But, the Eagles, the low-life, worthless piece of human scum that they are, of course, I'm so happy they lost the Super Bowl, and I'm so happy they got blown out in the playoffs, and they absolutely blow. I love it. Absolutely love it. They get anything negative, they deserve it. So I absolutely love it. So, Peterson, the low-life, worthless piece of human trash that he is, of course, their team didn't make the playoffs this year. Why? Because he's a piece of trash. He pulls Hurts out, puts their 37-string quarterback in there, so basically kind of guarantees it where they get a good draft pick. So they don't want to win a game. They might lose a couple draft spots. They don't want to lose. Let's screw the Giants over and all that and everything. So they're worthless. They're human. They're just scum there in Philadelphia. And I absolutely love it once again. But, the Giants were this close, maybe to win the division at 6-10. But anyway, going back, but that gave you hope. Finishing 5-3, it's like, whoa. And remember, we went into Seattle with Colt McCoy, the Wayne Train Gallman had over 100 yards rushing. Leo the Lion, Leonard Williams went off, and we in Seattle, right? I mean, it wasn't the 12th. It wasn't the home of the 12th because there was COVID. There was nobody in the stands, So, what I mean? But, going Seattle, a better team, and beat them on, I think it was 17-12, I think we beat them. Very impressive. I was like, man, maybe we're on to something here. Maybe we got something to look forward to. So it's like every season's different. It doesn't mean, we finished 5-3. Things are a little bit different than they were back maybe in the day. I mean, kind of maybe, sometimes, many years ago, maybe you could build upon something because you'd have the same guys. There's maybe not as much turnover. But just finishing 5-3, gave you some hope maybe but it didn't turn out. So, but I tell you what, it's been a heck of a ride. 1,000 videos. It's just been simply crazy, and I'm certainly more than willing and ready to rock and roll for another 1,000 videos. It's so not quite 3 years. So usually I put out at least 6 videos a week, sometimes 7. Over the summer I put out my 98 for 98 series. Almost every day I was putting 2 videos out. I do a normal video now like this, and then at nighttime at 3:00 in the morning, I'd be doing my 98 for 98 series. So that was a little crazy, but let's get ready to rock and roll here for another 1,000 videos. I'm going to have even less hair on my head when I'm up to 2,000 videos, but another big day. This is going to be like one of them kind of roller coaster kind of things, these next few months. Just be crazy, right? Obviously, the season's over with, and we got we got to bring in, still got to look for a defensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, right? But we're starting to fill some of our openings. Of course, then I think it's the 15th. I think it is that the 11th or the 15th, or somewhere around there, March. So we're like 2 months away from free agency. I mean, if that's not freaking crazy enough. But I mean, this is where, of course, the mock drafts start taking hold. But I mean, you got the Senior Bowl, the Shrine Game, or the combine, right? You got the people holding. Of course, I'm not going to the combine. I'm gonna have my own pro day. So you got that. So of course you'll have guys shooting up all of a sudden. This guy, who was like projected to be a 37 round pick, all of a sudden he shoots up the boards. This could be the greatest quarterback of all time. And of course other guys are up here, they'll fall, and so it's crazy times coming up. I said in 2 months, right? Got free agency, that'll lead up to, they got the draft. And then even after the draft's over, you have a little more free agency going on, because after the draft, there's always some big guys out there after the draft's over with. And of course, then there's always some run-of-the-mill guys out there too after the draft. Not all the free agents are all taken up and everything like that. Because usually after the first week or so or whatever, a free agency comes and goes, that's when like Shane and all, they start paying their attention toward the draft. Right. And they're getting their draft board ready and all that and everything. So, I mean, these next few months are going to be back the next 3 months, because it's kind of crazy. Actually 3.5 months or so. Even as I said, even about a week or so, 2 weeks after the draft, then you got the guys that coming in for, mini camps and all. It's, there's like a month, I think it is, where there's like nothing going on. But other than that, I mean, there's almost always something going on. It's just absolutely crazy. But the Giants, they finally got themselves the running back coach. Now they brought him in. It was last week, I guess, that for an interview. But they wound up signing him, so that's good. Joel Thomas, he wasn't so much this season. All right, the Saints were very, very mediocre this season. But I mean, when he was with the Saints for a while. I think since 2015 or 2016. I'm going to read an article here. Maybe it'll refresh my memory. Maybe it was 2015, but from 2015 to 2018, I think the Saints led the NFL in rushing touchdowns. Now, as I said, the past year or so, it's been kind of, but the guy's got a lot of years under his belt, especially as far as being a running back coach. So I think, without question, I think he'll be an asset. I mean, who we lost, it's, the coach we lost. Okay, this guy coming in, I'm sure he's going to do just as an adequate job. Right. So, I mean, we've had a lot of running back coaches. I mean, since like over every year, it seems like we get a different running back coach in here. So this is not like a do or die kind of thing. Obviously, you want to get a good coach in here, and this guy has a lot of experience at the NFL level, and he's had some very good production. And not only that, but he's had some. To be fair, the Saints have usually had a very good offensive line. They always try to make it where Drew Brees, because when he first started with the Saints, right? That was the Drew Brees era. Drew Brees has to be standing upright, and Drew Brees is not very tall, so you couldn't get it where they had to protect him, right? He dropped back the pass 85 times a game, right? Like he does, but he has to be able to be protected, because he can't get a lot of hands in his face. He can't get a lot of pressure up the middle and stuff like that, and everything, because he wasn't very tall. So you needed to protect him. But the Saints also realized that if you can protect Drew Brees with the arm, the touch, toward the end, I mean, his last season there, I mean, he could hardly throw the ball like 20 yards downfield. I mean, he was past his prime. His final season, he really should not have been playing. But for the most part, I mean, the touch he had on his ball and all that and everything, just obviously, he's going in Canton. No questions asked. If you listen right now, they're carving his bust out as we speak. So he's just so good. But, you had to protect him. But also, to the Saints' credit, right? Not only did they have Drew Brees, but with the passing game, but their running game thrived. Now it kind of goes both ways. Obviously, if you have a good passing game, you got Drew Brees and you protect them. You got some good wide receivers, Jimmy Graham and all that to throw the ball to. That's going to also open up the running game too. But he got some very good running production from the Saints. In his first few years there. Now I got a couple, but now we don't know. What we don't know is if Saquon Barkley is going to be here to enjoy Joel Thomas, right? Joel Thomas is leaving behind Alvin Kamara for the possibility of coaching Saquon Barkley. Giants on Tuesday hired Thomas on their running backs as their running backs coach, a lateral move for an assistant who spent the last 9 seasons in that role with the Saints. Now, the Saints didn't have a particularly fantastic running game this season. So that's why Allen, their coach, was, I guess, more than, I guess, just happy, whatever, to allow him to come and speak with the Giants, So I mean, that's one of those things, Sometimes you talk to a coach or something like that. As I said, that Tom is he maybe the greatest running back coach of all time? No, but listen, all you can do is ask, right? Some organizations, some coaches, and all that don't want to because they've been with those guys who had. They don't want to be held down. I mean, it's like it's if somebody comes up and says, "Hey, so I got a chance to be the running back coach at another team," and some organizations would be like, "Well, dude, you're a running back coach here." That's a lateral move. We don't go for lateral moves. So sorry. I mean, others are. It's like, what? I've been where you've been. I don't want to hold you down. If you want to go for a lateral move, go to another. I mean, especially like maybe a running back or something like that. I mean, if you're talking like the elite, like defensive core, if you got a great offensive mind, offensive coordinator, something like that, I could see maybe where you wouldn't want to maybe somebody do a lateral move, But I mean, some organizations don't want to hold people down, right? So if that's going to work for you and your family, hey, have the interview. If it works out for you, okay, cool. We'll get another running back coach in here. If not, you come on back. We'll take you. Ain't no hard feelings, right? If that's what you want, right? I don't want to hold you back. All you can do is ask. All you can do is pick up the phone. They can either just say yes or no. And if they say no, they can just basically, if he's under contract, they can give pretty much any reason they want, and it is what it is. But all you can do is ask. As I said, some people say yes, some people say no. Like what the Giants, when they called up and they talked to the San Diego Chargers, especially about their special teams coordinator, right? They said, the electric football man. That's you got 3 of those guys on your right, 3. Yeah, 3 of those. Those are like that's the center. That's my center and my 2 tackles on my offensive line. You got 3 of those guys. That's the electric football guy from. I got my first electric football set, I think, in 1969. It was the Giants and the Bears. Anyway, but the Chargers, they blocked because he's under contract, even though they don't have a head coach. They said no. Right, because he does a very good job, and they're thinking, we need we got to get a coach in there, and the new coaching staff might want to hold this guy. They might want to keep him. If they don't, they just okay. Well, they'll bring him in. He's free. He's a free agent, right? So I mean, if the Chargers somewhere along the line bring a new coaching staff in and they let him go, and if the Giants still need a special teams coordinator, well, they can maybe they might be hooked up with them. But I mean, as of right now, no. They also talked to, and they called the Falcons, and they blocked the Giants from talking to their offensive line coach. Is what it is. But we got Priscilla in there, so I can't remember the guy's name. The coach for the Falcons is doing a very good job there, and I can certainly understand if he's under contract, they're getting a new head coach in and all that. I don't blame him for trying to hold on to the guy. I mean, the new head coach coming in might want, I'm good. I got my own guy. Right? They'd be a little crazy, I think, to let the guy go. Seriously. So I don't blame him. Right? I don't blame him. Especially if you got a good coach who's under contract, right, and your head coach just stinks, and you let him go, you want to hold on to the little good nuggets that you got, right? You just don't want to, let's get rid of, oh, you're a good coach, but we're going to get you out of here. You're out of here. I know you're really good. You're one of the best defensive coordinators in the league, but get out of it. No, they want to hold on to what they got. So when the new head coach comes in, it's their choice. They can keep him or they don't have to. But so you can't blame them. The Chargers or the Falcons from blocking the Giants from talking to their coordinators. It is what it is, right? But a lateral move. The Giants got the Saints running back coach. Now he's the Giants running back coach. You'll notice a little theme here with the Giants. The Giants keep going through running backs coach like every year. They get a running back coach and then he goes someplace. It is what it is. Let's hopefully this guy stays for at least a little while. Because, I mean, he's had some very good running backs and he's got some very good results with the good running backs. So, as I said, I mean, so he's been with the Saints for quite a while. I mean, you're a running back coach with the same team for like 9 years. I mean, in this day and age, that's pretty good. So, Giants on Tuesday hired Thomas as a running back coach, a lateral move, right? Thomas is the only known interviewee in a search that officially wrapped up within a week, though head coach Brian Daboll had jump-started on making his list of candidates because it was a wide-open secret about a month that Jeff Nixon was leaving after the season to be Syracuse's offensive coordinator. So good for him, man. And one thing I liked about that was that, he left after the season was over. You get some of these coaches, especially going back to the college ranks or something like that, they like leave, before the season's over with, But what I liked about him, he stayed to the end of the season, and good for you, man. Good. I hope he does a phenomenal job at Syracuse. Except that they're playing Notre Dame, then I hope they stink. But other than that, I hope he does a great job there for him. Best of luck to him. The reason for Thomas' availability became clear earlier Tuesday when the Saints fired Pete Carmichael Jr., the NFL's longest tenured offensive coordinator, dating back to 2009, and two other assistants in an overhaul of an offense that left the Sean Payton regime. So, I mean, a lot of these guys were from the Sean Payton. But let's not forget, Sean Payton, had good success and, he's a good coach, but let's not forget, he had Drew Brees. Not exactly sure how many, if he would have gone to the Super Bowl, how many times he would have won the division, how many games he would have won, how many playoff games he would have won if he never had Drew Brees. So let's not forget about that. But they said they're trying to just overhaul, their offense because it was not super spectacular this season. Just being honest. Yeah. So I mean that's why they allowed the lateral move. The Giants also rehired Aaron Wellman as an executive director of player performance, which I want to go over here too. Let's see. I got any more on let's see, Joel Thomas here. Let's see. Joel Thomas is the team's new running back coach, and Aaron Wellman is executive director of player performance. Both of them are 49 years old. They joined offensive lineman Carmen Basillo as the new members of the Giants coaching staff. Thomas is a 24-year coaching veteran who spent the previous 9 seasons as the New Orleans Saints running back coach. During that time, the Saints tied for second in the NFL with 161 rushing touchdowns. Now, for a period of the first 3 or 4 years or so, they were number 1 in the NFL as far as rushing touchdowns. But 9 seasons, okay, they were tied for second overall with 161 rushing touchdowns. Not bad. And Thomas's backs registered 27 individual 100-yard performances. So, not bad. Nothing super spectacular. And you figure 27. You figure over 9 seasons, that would be like we get like 3 100-yard performances a year. So not bad. Then you also look at 161. I'm too stupid. That's about 18 rushing touchdowns a year on an average. Okay. Now, I mean, there was a couple years there where they had 1 year. Did they have? I know they had a couple years they had over 20. 1 year was at 26. It was like 2017 or 18 or something like that. They had like a couple of years in a row, they had well over 20. But I mean, you figure he averaged for 9 years, he averaged 18 rushing touchdowns. So basically, he averaged 1 rushing touchdown a game. Yeah, in today's performance, that's not bad. Under Thomas's tutelage, Alvin Kamara earned 5 Pro Bowl selections and is the only NFL player with at least 1,160 yards from scrimmage in each of the last 7 seasons. Right? 3 of them were 1,500 yards or more. Kamara is the first player in Saints history to lead the team in rushing in 6 consecutive seasons. He has 10,048 scrimmage yards and 78 touchdowns and is one of 4 players with 10,000 yards and 75 scores since entering the league in 2017. The others are Derrick Henry, Tyreek Hill, and Christian McCaffrey. I mean, he's in some real. I mean, Kamara is a special ball player. Before joining the Saints, Thomas was the running back coach at the University of Arkansas from 2013 to 2014. He spent the previous 4 seasons, 2009 to 2012, in the same position with University of Washington, which we're going to go over toward the end of this video, right? Thomas was also the running back coach at Purdue in 2000 and 2001 and 2006 and 2008, Louisville, 2002 to 2003, and Idaho. So basically from 2000 to right now, he's been a running back coach. 2000 and 2001 with Purdue, 2002 to 2003 with Louisville, 2004, 2005 with Idaho, 2006 to 2008 back with Purdue, 2009 to 2012 with running back coach of the University of Washington, 2013, 2014, running back coach at Arkansas, and 2015 to 2023 with the running back coach of the New Orleans Saints. So basically, since 2000, so 24 seasons, I guess that would be, he's been a running back coach, past 24 seasons. So there ain't nothing this guy hasn't seen or done or whatever like that as far as running back. You know what I mean? So he's done good at the college ranks, and his past 9 seasons at the professional ranks, he's done a very good job. So that's a good hire. You know, I mean, is he gonna, is he gonna be the difference? You know, well, we probably would have won only 4 games, but our running back coach, because of him, we won an extra 5. No, but is this guy, experienced? Is he gonna be a detriment? Nope, absolutely not. So it's a very good, solid pick. There's not many running back coaches I even really think of that can really just make it be. The guy that we got, I can't remember his name, the guy we got from Alabama, I think for the 1 year. I was excited when we got him, but I mean, for the most part, sometimes, if you're going to get like a running back, like, if like Emmitt Smith was going to be a running back coach or something like that, sometimes you get or like an Eric Dickerson or something like that. Sometimes the real good athletes are just not good coaches. You know what I mean? So sometimes the under the radar guys are the better coaches, so between Brasillo, right, and the running back coach we got now, I think just very good, solid. I think I'm very, very excited about Brasillo. Very, very excited. And then, of course, we have our other 49-year-old who we wind up bringing in. So we needed somebody else in here, right? We got the Aaron Wellman, the executive director of player performance. I said that both these guys are 49. Now, this is Wellman's second go around with the Giants. He was with the Giants for a couple years. All right. Let's see. I got an article on him. Now that Aaron, he turned the Giants around a little bit. I'm going to go over some stats here to kind of shows you where the Giants were as far as like games being lost due to injury and everything. And just let's see here where we are. Okay. Wellman is about to embark on his second stint with the New York Giants after spending the last 4 years at the University of Indiana, when he was the school's senior assistant athletic director for football performance. Now, this is a huge, this is huge. This guy, obviously, I've seen, some videos and stuff like that. Like, guys, sports performance and stuff like that. It's just not all on him. It's on like a lot. Does the team have the proper training facilities? Does the team provide nutritional supplements and stuff like that? Right. It's a lot of it's on the players, because you can tell them you got to do this, 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 and the players like, yeah, I'll do it, yeah, sure, yeah, I'll hydrate, yeah, I'll do that, yeah, I'll stretch, yeah. And if they don't do that, it's right. So sometimes you got to be on the guys, So it's just not on whoever's in as far as the sports performance, right? It's they got a big role in it, but it's not all on them. It's not like, well, we got a lot of injuries. The sports performance guy stinks. Let's get rid of it. No. I mean, it's on a lot, and obviously some of it is also luck or lack thereof in some cases. But Wellman began his strength and conditioning career as a graduate assistant at Indiana University in 1996 and 1998. He then spent 3 years as the Hoosiers' full-time assistant strength and conditioning coach. From there, he had stints at Michigan State University, Michigan, Notre Dame, San Diego State, and Ball State University. So, you go to Notre Dame, you go to Michigan, you go to Michigan State. That's not bad. That's pretty impressive. Wellman was hired by head coach Ben McAdoo in 2016 to revolutionize the Giants' strength and conditioning program after the Giants, hard to believe, repeatedly were among the most injured teams in the NFL. Shocking. Now they have, let's see, average games lost due to injury rank. Okay. So going back to 2009, the Giants, there were 2 years the Giants were actually in the top 10. Okay. 2009, average games lost due to injury to their rank. The Giants were 19th. 2010, they were 22nd. 2011, they were 26th. Now remember, 2011, they were they were decimated by injuries. It was a wonder they somehow made it to the Super Bowl, much less won the Super Bowl with all the injuries they had. Now this is just according to, I'm not even sure. Somebody came up with this, I don't know, but in 2012, the Giants were 25th in average games lost due to injury, their injury rank. Then apparently, according to this here, on what I'm looking at, this is from SI.com. Who wrote this here? Patricia Traynor, Giants aide Joel Thomas and Aaron Wellman to the coaching staff. So she came up, or somebody came up with these rankings here. Then there was 3 years in a row, 2013, 14, and 15. Apparently the Giants were 32nd in average games lost due to injury, their rank. So they were 3 years in a row. They were the worst team in football. I mean, I don't know how you're supposed to win anything when you're 3 years in a row, you're the most injured team. And you kind of wonder, how is Tom Coughlin supposed to win anything when 3 years in a row they were the most injured team? I mean, Danny Duds, what's up, brother? Daniel Jones stinks. Can't believe he was re-signed. He was black. If he was black, he would go on 3 years top. I don't know. Well, they're going to they're going to definitely sign somebody. Shane was talking about that. They definitely have to sign somebody because they don't have a crystal ball. They don't know what's good with Daniel Jones. When he'll be ready. When he is ready, he'll, according to Shane anyway, he's going to be their quarterback. But they definitely got to, because if Tyrod's not re-signed, right, Daniel Jones ain't going to be available for mini camp and all that. For mini camp, you got to have 3 quarterbacks. They got Tommy Chicken Cutlets, Parmesan, right? So they're going to need a couple quarterbacks. So whether they draft somebody, I don't know, bring Tyrod back, grab another undrafted free agent or whatever, they're going to have to get another couple quarterbacks in there without question. Without question. But, I mean, then in 2016, okay, I think that's when he came in here. Wellman. He came in here. The Giants went down to 7th. Now, let's not also forget, they went to the playoffs that year. So, 2017, they shot back up to 25th. 2018, they got healthy again. They went back down to 8th, right? But then, of course, the past few years, they've been obviously totally decimated. 2015, the year before Wellman arrived, the Giants were the 32nd ranked team in average games lost to injury. His first season here, in 2016, his first year at Wellman with the team, with the Giants, the standing improved to 7th overall. They went from 32nd to 7th as the Giants went to 11-5 and made their first postseason appearance since 2011. Their best mark that they finished was since 12-4 in 2008. Right? So, I mean, Wellman was here for a couple of years. And then he went back to Indiana. Hold on, let me see here. Got this here? I got it here somewhere. So that's the problem about having 315,000. There we go. Tabs open. 2016 to 2019, he was with the Giants. So the past 4 years, 2020, 21, 22, and 23, he was with Indiana. Okay. Let's see. He led the strength and conditioning programs for 15 years with stints at the University of Michigan, 2011 to 2014, San Diego State University, 2009 to 10, Ball State University, 2004 to 8, in addition to being with the Giants 2016 to 2019. So, as I said, in those, where are we at here? 2016 to 2019, the Giants were 7th, 25th, 8th, and 17th. So 2 of the 4 years, the Giants were in the top 10, all right, injury rank as far as the least games, average lost games, the least amount of lost games, injury rank. I go to mangameslost.com and they give me kind of like different rankings and all that, and their stats or whatever I guess. But you can see that this could really be a pretty good pickup for the Giants. Not only because, his experience and all that stuff and everything, but I mean, what he's done, he was with the Giants, and you can see, what he took him from 32nd in 2015 down to 7th. Just think if we didn't have all these freaking injuries, right? Just think. I mean, I hate to say the Giants could be a playoff team, maybe, or they certainly have maybe another win or two if they know all these injuries. So this is a good one. Wellman's, could be a very good pickup for the Giants. Very, very good pickup for the Giants. Let's hope Dable and his madman mind doesn't scare him away. But this could be a very good pickup. Both these signings for the Giants, without question, Thomas and Wellman, I think could be very, very, very good. I mean, Thomas is just very solid, lots of experience. Good. And I said, Wellman, seems like could be one. So I think we're 3 for 3 so far here. Let's see what we got with the defensive coordinator, because I'm not overly thrilled with anybody they've been bringing in, except for I can't remember the guy, the one guy, the Ravens, the guy from the secondary coach. A little excited about him, but haven't brought him back, so we'll have to wait and see. But special teams coordinator, we'll have to wait and see there too. But at least we're getting the ball rolling, so that's pretty good. So I think these are two good ones for the Giants. So then, tell you what, boy, I'll tell you, man, it was just been like the past couple days. It's just like Christmas around here. I mean, those Eagles, man. Oh, Kelsey, one of the best centers. It's tough to say exactly where he is at in history, but obviously in the upper echelons of the best centers of all time. I mean, just fantastic center. I can't remember. He was picked in the 5th or 6th round or something like that. And he's one of he's a Hall of Fame center. So he's retiring, right? So whoever's going to be facing Sexy Dexy next season, as long as Sexy Dexy's got 2 good hamstrings and all, I feel sorry for whoever that Eagle center is, because watch out, the sexy one's coming for you. But boy, I'll tell you, when the Cowboys lost and the Eagles, oh man, it just getting blown out. I mean, I think the Cowboys was at 48-16 at one point. Man, just love it. And then the Eagles, it was like 32-9. It's like, wow, it's absolutely pathetic. They had no running. They had like 40 yards rushing. I mean, man. Oh, I just love it. On the road and get totally throttled by the Buccaneers. Oh, my God. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs kicking the butts of the Eagles. Oh, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. But what I loved so much was you had the Eagles, especially because I'm associated with all these Facebook groups and all that. And a couple of them are they're like the NFC trash talk groups and stuff like that. So I joined a couple of them. And all these Eagle fans, we're 10-1. Yeah. You blow. Oh man, I love it. And even if they lost, when they lost and they were 10, well, we're still tied for the best record in the NFL. And then they keep putting up these stats that Jalen Hurts is over his first 35 appearances. He's got the best record of all time in quarter. Yeah. Well, what's his record now? Oh man, I just love it. They just keep. I love it, man. They were 10-1, and now they're 11 they were 11-6, and now they're 11-7. Is that right? 11-6. They went, because they lost 5 of the final 6. They lost actually with the playoff game 6 of the last 7 games. They're the first team in NFL history. Not many teams start 10-1, so we got to keep that in context here, right? But it's the first team ever in NFL history to start the season 10-1 and not get to 12 wins. I mean, you lose 5 of your final 6 games, and then the playoff games. You lose 6 of your final 7 games, and then you get blown out in Tampa Bay. I mean, that should have been a very close game, if not the Eagles win. You know what I'm saying? But it should have been a very close game, and blown out by the Giants. I mean, the 5-win Giants. I mean, the Giants have to got 6 wins, but only has, blown out. I mean, wow. And and then of course they got blown out by the Cowboys. Blew them out. The 49ers blew them out at home. They lost to the Cardinals. What was it? The 3-win Cardinal at home. They lost to. Oh my God. I mean, the last 3 games were just a total embarrassment. I mean, it just goes to show you what kind of coach Nick Sirianni. He has no answers. He doesn't have any answers. There's some coaches like Judge and Shermer and McAdoo and all that. They don't have answers. A real good coach, when things start going sour, going wrong, whatever, they have some answers. They may not totally guarantee a win or something like that, but they have answers, right? And Sirianni, he has no answers. He's clueless, absolutely clueless. Last season, he was gifted the best team in the NFL. They were one of the least injured teams, the Eagles I'm talking about, last year in 2022, when they went to the Super Bowl. Their offensive and defensive coordinators were very, very good. As you can see this season, they were at disarray this season, especially their defense. But, so they lost some key players, especially on defense this season. They lost their 2 special teams they lost the defensive offensive coordinators, right? And toward the end of the season, DeVonta he got injured. Then Brown got injured. Julio missed the playoff game. So, and you can just see when everything's hunky dory and everybody's healthy and whatnot, and they were winning. But once some adversity starts popping in there, it just goes to show you Sirianni's not a good coach. And as I said, the one thing that just always just sticks in my mind is last season. I can't remember if it was against the Giants or not, but there was one point in time in the game where the Eagles were just beating up on somebody. I said it might have been the Giants, could have been the playoff game, right? And he was looking at the camera was zooming in on him, and he was looking into the camera going, you know, I mean, it's like, what coach does that? What, I mean, yeah, whether you like the coaches in the NFL or not, a lot of them have, a lot of just class. A lot of them have class. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they might pump their fist or something like that, but they don't look into the camera and go, just, you know what I mean? I mean, who does that? What a low-life, worthless piece of trash. I mean, it just goes to show you. I mean, he was gifted a team. He was gifted two very good coordinators. And I said his team last season was very good. I mean, Slay and Bradberry, they were healthy, right? It goes to show you Slay was banged up. Bradberry's not what he was, and they're paying Bradberry some good money, right? So if you got Slay and Bradberry there, okay, But when Slay's injured, he misses some time. Bradberry's not the same. Their secondary was just a shambles. They just stunk. Then especially when DeVonta Smith got injured, Brown injured, Julio Jones, I think, missed a playoff game. You know what I mean? So, what's some of the cracks started showing in the walls and all that. And then, you got Matt Patricia he's more worried about having the pencil shoved in his ear than he has actually about calling maybe some decent plays. I mean, just goes to show you, just the absolute shambles. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Couldn't have happened to a better team. So I'll tell you what, between the Cowboys getting blown out at home, total embarrassment, absolute total embarrassment. And then I think Quinn might be going to Seattle, maybe. I'll tell you, I mean, not so much in that playoff game, okay, but for the most part, and then once again, he has some very good talent to work with too. Let's not forget that. But for the most part, that Dallas defense is very, very, they're flying all over the place and everything. What the one thing that was kind of shown was that one thing you do, okay, is when you have kind of like a finesse team, right? A team with a lot of quickness and stuff like that. It's kind of like, what did the Bills do? I think they threw the ball 14 times or something, 15 times, and they beat the crap out of the cat. What did they do? Just right at him every play, right? Every play, right? We're just going to run it down your throat, right? And there was the one play, I can't remember what it was. I can't remember who it was, but they handed the ball off to the one Bill running back, and he got through the line. And he got to the second level. He kept his feet running and moving, and the pile moved a little bit. And then all of a sudden, it was just like another offensive lineman for the Bills got in there and started pushing, and the pile started moving a little bit more. Then another offensive lineman got in there, and he started pushing in the and then another two or three, all of a sudden the pile was just like pushing them down the field, and the Cowboys couldn't stop it. It was just like, I don't know how many yards. He got like an extra 10 yards just by moving his feet and not going down. I said, but the Bills just brought it to him. You're in our house, biatches. You're in our house. We're gonna run the ball down your throat. See if you can stop us. And they just punched him in the mouth for 60 minutes, and the Cowboys couldn't stop. The Giants can't do that because we don't have that kind of offensive line, right? We're either too injured, or you got somebody like Matt Parrott out there who's too nice a guy, or something like that. And we can't do stuff like that. So maybe with Priscillo in here, maybe because Priscillo. I think they had maybe a little bit of not a horrible issue, maybe. They did a very adequate job as far as protecting the quarterback. I think they gave up like 40 sacks this season. I think it was. I'll take that, right? But you also take it with they had a first-round pick, a third-round pick, a fifth-round pick, and 2 undrafted free agents, right? If you put the Giants could literally, right, put Andrew Thomas, left tackle, first rounder. Take Evan Neal, boom, put him at left guard, first rounder. John Michael Schmidt, center, second rounder. Take Zudu, put him at right guard, third rounder. Take Matt Parrott, throw him at right tackle, third rounder. You have a first rounder, second rounder, a third rounder on the offensive line. And we the way we've been going this past season, we'd stink. Priscilla with the Raiders, right? First rounder, a third, a fifth, and 2 undrafted free agents. They were almost like twice as good as the Giants were. But it has them very, very good at running the ball. Okay, so sometimes, especially if maybe going up against the Cowboys, maybe next season, right? Maybe we can take it to them, right? Just run the ball down their throat, right? Just that the run game set up the pass game, right? We're going to run it down your throat, and we'll decide when we want to pass, right? Other than that, we're just you know what I mean. So the Giants got to get that dog back in them. I'm not saying you go out there and hurt people or nothing like that, but there's ways of bringing it, and the Giants just the one thing that always stuck out to me was Leighton Vander Esch. I'm not going to argue with the guy at all, not one freaking bit. Actually, I'm probably going to agree with him. He said after one of I can't remember what it was. It might have been. It wasn't this 2023. It might have been 2022. I think it was one of the games. He said after we played it, he said something along the lines like, after I get done playing a football game, I'm kind of like banged up. You know what I mean? I'm kind of like, I got to get in the tub. I'm like bruised up and stuff like that. It's a football game. It's contact. I'm kind of like battered and stuff. I don't get that way with the Giants. That's that I ain't gonna argue. Yeah, I ain't gonna argue. I don't see that with the Giants. Not at all. So maybe maybe Brasillo, right? Position flexibility is huge, right? Look for the interior guys to know multiple positions. I'm not saying we're going to be taking John Michael Schmitz and throw him out at right tackle. I'm not saying that, but look for the guards, right, to be able to play both positions. Maybe the center, maybe puts Michael Schmitz, maybe it's some guard or something like that. Maybe we're keeping Andrew Thomas over there at left tackle, right? But look for a lot of flexibility on the rest of the offensive line, right? Because that's what Brasillo brings. He teaches the guys, young guys, but a lot of flexibility. So look for that, and also toughness. And look for hopefully a better job in the run game, right? So this is where our new running back coach might help, whether we have Saquon or not, right? But I'm certainly not saying we're going to the Super Bowl. No, let's not get crazy there. But so far I think we're doing pretty good. Dable's got to keep his temper a little more better under control, and hopefully he doesn't start scaring people away or whatever. But and finally, I seen a mock draft. So the Giants need a lot. The thing is that, as you can see after the season is over, they need a lot. One thing they obviously they need another, we need another edge rusher, right? We need a dog of a wide receiver. We could use somebody next to Sexy Dexy. We got A'Shawn Robinson, Nunez Roches, Jordan Riley, DJ Davidson. Okay. But, if you get a 1-2 punch, Sexy Dexy and like a Leonard, maybe a younger Leonard, somebody, I mean, and then you got a Caracay behind him. That would be nice. So we need a lot, right? But then now we got the free agents going, right? Do we have somebody that's going to take McKinney's place if we don't re-sign him? Who's going to be the number one? Banks will be the number one cornerback. Who's going to be the number 2 cornerback? Right? Are we going to have Saquon here? As I said, wide. We need a dog of a wide receiver. We have some nice complementary pieces, without question. I think, between Slayton, Hodgins, right, Hyatt, Wando Robinson. Right, I think we have some nice pieces there, but we need a dog. We need a wide receiver going to come in here and just be the dog, right? Somebody it's going to draw the double team, right? You got somebody over in front of them, whatever, and somebody over top, right? Well, according to got some mock drafts here. I always love the mock draft season. Dane Brugler and Mel Kiper give Rome Dunze at number 6 to the New York Giants. That would be their dog. So I guess I'm also thinking. Okay, my bad. Let's see. Brugler, okay, is the Bears. Okay, they got it is what it is. It's just a mock draft, but they haven't taken Caleb Williams. Drake May's going to the Commanders. Interesting. You got the Patriots taking Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm not quite sure who their quarterback's going to be. I mean, unless they're going to roll with Zappy and Mac Daddy Jones again, you can give him 13 Marvin Harrison Jr.'s, and I'm not sure that's going to help. But anyway, according to Brugler, then he has the Cardinals taking Neighbors, the wide receiver from LSU. The Chargers taking Brock Bowers, the tight end from Georgia, right? And then they have the Giants taking Dunze, the wide receiver from Washington. Now, so according to Brugler, you got 3 wide receivers going in the top 6 picks. And if you want to throw a tight end. So out of the first 6 picks, Brugler has mock draft-wise, right? 4 receivers, right? The 3 wide receivers and a tight end going out of the top 6. Now, it is a passing league, so you can certainly see that. But none of the tackles have gone and only 2 quarterbacks. And the Patriots are passing on a quarterback. I mean, the only thing you can look at and think of and whatever, maybe, right? I'm sorry. Jeez, I'm trying to move my leg. My buddy Randy's underneath me here. There we go. All right. I just got to move my leg. He's right underneath my legs, and I can try to move without accidentally kicking him. As I'm saying, the only thing I can think of is if the Patriots pass on a quarterback, I guess they must not be too thrilled with whoever's left on the board, I guess. I don't know. But so he has just taken the Dunze, and then Mel Kiper Jr. Let's see. He's got Williams. Washington is taking Daniels. Okay. Oh, and he has New England taking Drake May. All right. So they have 3 quarterbacks. Kiper has the 3 quarterbacks going. Okay. Then they got Arizona, which is going to have Harrison Jr. So, I mean, if they can get Kyler Murray with Harrison Jr., good things are going to happen there, right? And then the Chargers take Malik Neighbors, the wide receiver from LSU. So, and then the Giants will wind up taking so then Mel Kiper Jr., okay, has 3 wide receivers going in a row. He's got Harrison, Neighbors, and a Dunze, right? But, I mean, Brock Bowers, once again, right, just because your number one threat does not have to be, okay, a wide receiver. I mean, because let's look at it. I mean, Bellinger took a step back this season. I mean, he took a step back. Can he be a serviceable tight end? Can he get better? Sure, but he took a step back this season. I hope he takes a step forward. I mean, somebody you draft, you want the guy to do nothing but good things, and you want to be with the team for a long time. So let's hope the guy gets a little bit better next season. But he's not going to be the dog, right, of a tight end. Okay. And then Waller, if we bring him back, we keep him or whatever for another year or so, but you can almost guarantee he's going to miss some time with his hamstring. I mean, that's almost a given, right? So he's not going to be quite, unfortunately, the threat all season long that the Giants were hoping for, because he's got the hamstring, and I'm sure that it's going to flare up from time to time, and he's probably going to wind up missing some games. It is what it is, but he's also not a long-term solution. We drafted Bowers. As I said, each year you add a little piece to the puzzle. I mean, we got Hodgins. I mean, just think about it, right? 2 years ago, right, whatever it was, we brought in Hodgins off the streets, right? We still have Slayton with us. We drafted Wan'Dale Robinson in 2022. We drafted Hyatt last season. I mean, we got Bowers. Right? We draft him. Okay, we don't have the dog of a wide receiver, but you got him. Right? I'm saying each year you add a little piece of the puzzle. I mean, we're still rebuilding. We're trying to compete and rebuild. But it's a little piece of the puzzle here, a little piece of the puzzle, So if we were to grab Bowers, but it also kind of makes you think too, is like what are the Giants, what I'm saying, what are they thinking as far as a quarterback? Are they going to try to roll with Daniel Jones? I mean, because you're going to start getting to the point where, if next season's not, I'm not saying we got to have to win the Super Bowl. I'm not saying we have to win the division or something. But if things don't start turning around a little bit, looking a little bit better next season, Daboll's seat's going to get really hot. And, nothing really worse than having a real hot seat, right? With a quarterback maybe you don't really believe in, So it's going to be really, interesting. You can also look, as Patty Traynor also pointed out too. I listen to her podcasts like every day. Oh, it's on YouTube, right? Locked on Giants every day. And one thing she was talking about was, you can kind of say, that goes to show you what Shane really kind of thought of Daniel Jones when he signs him to this nice size contract, but he couldn't get out after 2 seasons. It kind of throws little questions in the air. Well, there's an out clause after 2 seasons. Yeah. You're paying this guy that much money? Yeah. You're thinking about possibly getting out after 2? Yeah, they can't get out of it this season. He's on the team this season. There's no doubt about it. But after next season, they could get out. I think they have like a $22 million dead cap hit or something like that. But, they'd have to suffer some dead cap money, but they would also save about $20 million or so too. Right. But it just goes to show you, if they were really that all in on Daniel Jones taking us to the promised land, right? Why would they have a contract where they can get out after 2 seasons? So it just kind of goes to show you, makes you think. But Kuiper Dunze, so that would be our dog. That would be our number 1 wide receiver. Now, also, he's been relatively healthy. So let's knock on some wood. This past season, he seemed like he played almost every game. What are his stats? He had some obviously nice numbers, but that don't mean everybody. Had 92 receptions, 15 games, 1,640 yards, 17.8 yards per reception, 13 touchdowns. Now, he didn't light it up unbelievably in the championship game, but I think he had 5 or 6 receptions, but he still averaged like 17 and a half yards of reception. So he's the, big threat, right? Big man on campus. Let's see, how tall is he? 6'3". So not he's not 6'5", not whatever, but 6'3", 200 pounds, nice size, right? He's not a midget. He's not a little guy. He's not a slack guy, right? 6'3" is a nice size. 6'5", 6'6", really nice. But 6'3", you can certainly live with that without question. 6'3", but he seems like he's certainly a possibility. But it looks like there might be 3, if not 4, dogs between the tight end and the 3 wide receivers for the Giants to take and pick 6. And let's not also forget, right? The 2 tackles could be there too. If not, the Giants aren't maybe thinking about taking a quarterback. But possibly, just possibly, with Brasillo in here, maybe working some of his magic, right, with maybe Evan Neal or something like, making the Giants their starting 5 serviceable. Okay, if Wellman can keep the Giants healthy for the most part, and Brasillo can make them serviceable, maybe we're not looking for an offensive tackle. We'll have to wait and see. But there's going to be some weapons there for the Giants to take. Now, what do they go? Everything you see so far, it's offense. I haven't seen one defensive player at all, right? So it's either the tight end, one of those 3 wide receivers, one of those 2 or 3 quarterbacks, or one of those couple tackles. So we'll have to wait and see. But we got a couple months. But the interesting thing is between with the Shrine Bowl and the Combine and then the pro days and all that stuff, guys will be shooting up and down oh my God, did you see his pro day? He ran a 4.37 4. Oh, wow. We thought he was going to be a 4.4 40. Well, 4.37. Can you say top pick? So things like that are going to happen. So it's going to be a fun ride. But all right, guys, been 1 hour and 4 minutes. Danny Duds, good talking to you, brother. Well, so for my 1,000th video with the Giants on YouTube, it's been fun. Looking forward to another 1,000. So whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you, thank you, thank you. If anybody spends any time watching the replay, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.